Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are cracking the code of how language actually creates meaning. And believe me, it's not as simple as just a bunch of words on a page. By the end of this, you are going to see language in a completely new way.
So let's jump right in with a little puzzle. Look at that first pair of sentences. Harry took out the garbage and Harry took the garbage out. Okay, different word order, but they mean the exact same thing, right? No big deal. But now look at the second pair. Isabel loves Tony versus Tony loves Isabel. Same words, just swapped around, but the meaning is totally different. So what is going on here? How can one tiny change do nothing, while a similar change flips the entire meaning of the sentence on its head? Well, to solve this, we need to dig into the hidden architecture of language, these invisible layers of meaning that we all use every single day without even realizing it.
Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with the puzzle. Then we'll build our conceptual toolkit, the 3 layers of meaning. After that, we'll see how sentences work, and finally, we'll solve the mystery of why all this stuff matters in the real world. Okay, let's dive into section 1, the puzzle of meaning. Time to get to the bottom of why these sentences can be so tricky.
So the solution here starts with a pretty simple idea. Meaning isn't just one thing. It's actually a stack of 3 distinct layers. And once you can see these layers, everything starts to make a whole lot more sense. First up, at the very top of the stack, you have the proposition. Think of this as the pure, raw idea. It's the what's happening before you even pick the words to describe it. It's just the abstract concept, the fact of the matter.
Next layer down, we get this sentence. This is basically the blueprint. It's a grammatically correct string of words in a language like English that you build to express that proposition. And here's the key. You can have lots of different blueprints for the exact same idea.
And finally, at the bottom, we have the utterance. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's the real-world performance of a sentence. It's when someone actually speaks the words or writes them down. It happens at a specific time, in a specific place, maybe with an accent, maybe it's loud, maybe it's quiet. It's the sentence brought to life.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. This is how we can tell these layers apart. Think about it. Only an utterance, the actual act of speaking, can be loud or quiet. Only a sentence, the blueprint, can be grammatical or not. And here's the most important one. Only a proposition, the core idea, can be true or false. You can't say a sound is true, right? A sound is just a sound. And a grammatical rule isn't false. Only the underlying idea can match up with reality.
Okay, so let's build on that. Now we know what a sentence is. It's that grammatical blueprint. And it turns out some sentences have this really cool property where their truthfulness is baked right into their structure. You don't even have to look at the world to know.
Some sentences are what we call analytic. This just means they're true by definition. You don't need to go check on any elephants to know that all elephants are animals is true. It just is. The meaning of the word elephant already includes the idea of animal.
And, of course, you have the total opposite, a contradictory sentence. This is something that is always false, just because the words themselves don't work together. This animal is a vegetable. No way. The definitions just clash. It's impossible.
Now, the vast majority of sentences we use every single day are synthetic. Their truth, well, it depends on reality. If I say John is from Ireland, is that true? I don't know. We'd have to get more information about John and the world to figure it out.
All right, let's try one. What do you think about this sentence? My watch is a device for telling the time. Is it analytic, contradictory, or synthetic? Take a second. Yep, it's analytic. Why? Because the very definition of a watch is that it's a device for telling time. The truth is locked right inside the words themselves. Okay, so now we have our toolkit. We've got propositions, sentences, and we know about their truth values. We are finally ready to go back to that original puzzle and uncover the secret relationships that sentences have with each other.
The first big relationship is called paraphrase. This is what happens when you have 2 totally different sentences that are built to express the exact same proposition. They're just different blueprints for the very same idea. And there it is. That's the answer to the first part of our puzzle.
Check this out. The girl kissed the boy, and the boy was kissed by the girl. These are paraphrases. One is in the active voice, one is in the passive voice, but the underlying proposition, the core idea of a girl, a boy, and a kiss is exactly the same. That's why Harry took out the garbage and Harry took the garbage out mean the same thing. They're just paraphrases of each other.
But there's another crucial relationship. and it's called entailment. This is like a logical domino effect. It's when the truth of one sentence absolutely guarantees the truth of another sentence. If the first one is true, the second one has to be true.
And this is so cool because entailment can work in different ways. Sometimes it's a one-way street. For example, if it's true that Alfred saw a bear, then it must be true that Alfred saw an animal. But it doesn't work the other way around, right? But sometimes entailment is a two-way street. And what do you call it when two sentences entail each other? You guessed it, that's just another way of saying they're paraphrases.
So that brings us to the big finish. We've gone through all this theory: propositions, sentences, entailment. You might be thinking, okay, that's kind of neat, but why does any of this actually matter in our everyday lives?
Well, it matters because understanding this hierarchy, from the core idea to the blueprint you build to the way you actually perform it, this is the absolute key to clear communication. Knowing the difference can help you avoid so many arguments and misunderstandings.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time you're in a debate, or even just a simple disagreement, take a second and ask yourself, what are we really arguing about here? Are we disagreeing on the fundamental idea, the proposition, or is it about the specific words someone chose, the sentence, or is it just about their tone of voice, the utterance? Pinpointing which layer the problem is on, well, that can change everything.